Hi, welcome to Lesson 21E, Interpolation and Extrapolation. The goal of today's lesson is to learn how to correctly make predictions using the line of best fit. So, in linear modeling, when we have a scatter plot and we've drawn a line of best fit, what we're going to do is, or sometimes what we may be asked to do, is to find values that haven't actually been recorded in the data. So that's why we use the line of best fit as from that approximation of the data, and using that line of best fit we can then approximate what some of these values that weren't recorded could be. So in order to find values that are within the high range, or within the range of the data between the high and the low points, we can use interpolation, and that's finding some value that's in between, or estimating some value that's within the scope of the data. To extrapolate, the word extra is the prefix, and that shows that we're looking outside the known range, meaning either above or below. And then that's assuming, of course, that the general trend for the data will continue in that form. And the poles are basically where the lowest value and the highest value are positioned. We've got a low pole and a lower pole and an upper pole, and those show us basically the range of the data. So as you can see here, we've got the scatter plot, we've got the least squares regression line, or the line of best fit, and then this is the lower pole, which is where the lowest point is plotted, and the upper pole is where the upper point is plotted. And within that range, if we're trying to find a value, suppose around here, etc., or maybe here, we would be using interpolation because it's between the two poles of the known data, within the range of the data. If it's out here in the lower end, that's extrapolating. We're using extrapolation because it's beyond the scope of the data in the low end. Or up above here, we'd be extrapolating to find data values that are up above the upper pole on the high end. So when we're interpolating and extrapolating, the confidence that we have, or the accuracy of the predicted data, that depends on the correlation coefficient. Remember the Pearson's correlation coefficient? The R value is very important. So when the R value is very close to 1, then our prediction for interpolation or extrapolation is going to be more precise and more accurate and more confident. We'd be more confident in our prediction. If it's not as close to 1, then that means that the data is more spread out and our prediction won't be as reliable. So please take a look at example 5 on page 559, and then take a look at questions 1 through 5 and 7 on pages 559 to 561. Those will be your practice questions which you can work through in class. We will do an example or two in class tomorrow. So like I have said before, you don't have to worry about doing all the practice questions. You can take a look at them, and please take a look at the example and allow the self-tutor to explain things to you, and then you may have a better understanding of the information. So that's the end of this lesson. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in class.